What's up, guys? My name's iirix. I'm here today to talk about my recent standard tournament I played in, where I went 3-1. And here I am again talking about Bant Company. Because when I find a deck I love, I play it, I stick with it. I played Abzan for, I don't know, at least 6 months. And then I played my Teamer Unwritten deck, which I believe I have a video of. I played that for about 6 months, and it did really good. You know, it consistently went 3-1 and 4-0. But yeah, so I will be playing Bant Company for a while. So if you're looking for a variety in what I play, yeah, sorry to disappoint. But I'll probably be playing it up until, well, probably up until Company rotates out. So anyway, I'm here today to talk about what went well for me, what didn't, what you should learn from my mistakes, and I actually played some interesting decks. I wrote down what I played against, and one of them I found very interesting, though tedious and very grindy. Well, two of them are actually very long, grindy games, and it was very annoying. I had no problem at all with the decks, but they were very slow games. Funny story, it actually doesn't help that middle of round 3, my best friend texts me and goes, "Hey, is your house on fire?" I don't get it. What's the joke here? And he was serious. There was a news report about a house fire in the town I live in, and he said that it actually looked like my house with no cars in the driveway, which nobody was home at the time, and a white car parked down the street. And that's my other cars. So yeah. So that's what I'm thinking the whole time. That made those grindy games even longer. It was so frustrating, but you can see it. The house is still here. Everything's good, so no worries. But anyway, that's not what I'm here to talk about. Round 1, I played against Blue-Black Zombies, and it had a splash of white because he had Dragonlord Ojutai, but it was mostly Blue-Black Zombies. I think he only had white for Ojutai, which, acceptable. Ojutai is a good card. Dragonlord Ojutai. I didn't like his deck, and I could tell that he was somewhat new at playing it. That's not to say that I'm super experienced, because I just built my Bant Collected Company deck like 2 weeks ago. But I know a little bit about it because I had most of the pieces set aside. The pieces are Collected Company. The rest is just whatever you throw in. I had that already in a Bant Collected Company deck for Modern, so I already felt somewhat experienced on it. But the guy I played against, good guy, friendly, no problem at all. He was a really great guy. He's fun to play against. He just didn't seem to really know what he was doing, because he would do something. And I'm not exaggerating. He would do something, and half the time he'd go, "Ah, shit. Ah, damn it." Something, I could tell he was making mistakes, and they're bad mistakes, like stupid mistakes that you look at and go, I really am disappointed in myself for not seeing that. Stuff that, is real simple stuff that we should all remember to do, but we all forget. I forget it too, I'm not going to say that I don't miss a trigger. I miss triggers on a regular basis. But he played Blue-Black Zombies, and it would have gone better for him if he had gotten more blue on game 2. But all he got was, I think he had 5 swamps and an island. He didn't even get any dual lands, and this standard environment is just crazy with dual lands right now. But yeah, he didn't get any. He was screwed, and a lot of his stuff he needed blue. So he was limited to 1 card per turn because his deck was mostly blue, I believe. He was limited, and it just did not work for him. Round 2 is my loss. I played against Green-White Tokens, which was so good. Game 1, I know the guy. He's a friend of mine, and he's a very good player. He was actually on a winning streak. He won like 5 game days in a row. It was just, he's good. He knows what he's doing, Game 1, he beat me, like, outright. Game 2, I boarded, I had Declaration Stone in the deck, 3 in the deck. I boarded in this guy, Displacement Wave, and what it does is two blue and X, and then you bounce all. I'm going to read it to make sure. Return all non-land permanents with convert mana cost X or less to their owner's hand. He's tokens. He had a bunch of planet tokens off Nissa. He had Hangerback Walker Thopter tokens. He made a bunch of tokens with Gideon. And I want to say he had one more source of tokens, but I don't remember. But I bored in Displacement Wave, and I thought everything was going to be okay with 3 Declaration Stone and 2 Displacement Waves in the deck. But it just never happened. Game 2, he got a good draw, and he started going, and he's moving. I was stuck on 3 lands the whole time, and he just ran over. He ran over me. So there was nothing I could do. He won. And he's a better player than me, so I'm not ashamed in saying that. Round 3. This is where it became interesting. I did very little research. I did some, but I feel his deck was mostly a homebrew. It was mono blue Brain in a Jar, and this deck is so slow. But what it does, for those of you who don't know, it plays Brain in the Jar and islands. That's about it. It doesn't really play any other permanents. He did board in Thing in the Ice, a set of Thing in the Ice on game 2. But game 1, I beat him. It took 40 minutes. It was... No, it didn't. That was round 4. Round 3, it took about 20 minutes, and then we played another game. It took about 20 minutes. But we played, and he didn't beat me at all. There was no chance. His deck was very slow. Mine is not fast, but way faster than what he was doing. With the Brain in the Jar deck, you draw, and then you abuse Brain in the Jar by playing stuff for free. And Thing in the Ice, when it flips, it returns all non-horror creatures or owner's hand, which is perfectly fine with me, because I must have played Reflector Mage 10 times a game, and Avacyn probably 4 or 5 times per game. And, you know, I am totally cool with you continuously bouncing them, because then all I do is just drop Reflector Mage and put back Awakened Horror. Now he's got to play Thing in the Ice again. So it was like a perfect setup for me, because that was his only creature. He didn't even attack me with it. But that's his one creature in the deck. He does have more offense, and that is Rise from the Tides, where you make a 2/2 black zombie token for every instant and sorcery in your graveyard, which you look at and go, oh, damn. Here's the problem, though. They come into play tapped. So when I flashed down at the end of my turn, the game's been so long, I had like 12 land. The game's been so long, I flashed down at the end of my turn, Avacyn and Swing immediately. He had nothing. I mean, he couldn't do it. I mean, she's flying anyway, but those zombies, he played it, and he was hoping he'd be able to attack with them, and he couldn't. Because I believe Rise from the Tides is a sorcery. Pretty sure of that. So there's that, and then he played Engulf the Shore to protect himself. That's an instant, and you return all creatures with toughness equal to or less than the number of islands you have in play. And I didn't mind that either, because then I just kept playing Reflector Mage. Like, I don't care, man. Your deck is so weird. I couldn't get a read on him. I couldn't understand what his deck was doing, what he was thinking, how he was playing. I had nothing on this guy. I couldn't read him at all. But I still won. It just took 45 minutes. Actually, no, we went to time. And then I beat him. So 50 minutes. Round 4, I played against an Esper Eldrazi deck, which I did not see coming, but it uses white and black for Anguished Unmaking, blue for Negate, white-blue for Reflector Mage, and then Eldrazi, like Thought Not Seer, Matter Reshaper, and one other. I mostly just saw Thought Knot and Matter Reshaper. That's all I really saw. And that's where it became really cool, because Thought Knot Seer, when it comes down, you look at your opponent's hand, and then you can exile, I believe, a non-land card from it. When Thought Knot Seer leaves play, target opponent draws a card. Here's where I noticed something. Sigarda is giving me hexproof. Not good. But his deck was slow. I had Sigarda down, and he bounced it with Reflector Mage, and then after I realized Thought Knot Seer is a thing, I just kind of stopped playing Sigarda. So some Bant Company decks play Sigarda. I would board this. I might even just cut it from the whole deck. I don't know yet. I do like it how I get hexproof, because that helps a lot, and it really only hurt me one time, but still, you know. So he did that, and here's the thing about Thought Knot Seer that I thought was awesome. I played Reflector Mage. Put Thought Knot Seer back in his hand, right? Well, when it leaves play, the opponent gets to draw a card. Not when it dies, not when it goes to graveyard. It just leaves play. And he didn't catch this, so he played Thought Knot Seer. I bounce it. It's like his only creature at the time, so he had to play it again. I get to draw a card. Oh, look, another Reflector Mage. And so he has to wait a turn to play it, because Reflector Mage, whatever you bounce, they can't play it on their next turn. They have to wait a turn in order to do it. So it was awesome, because now they're open, and I swing with, I think, a Krasis and a Reflector Mage. And then he plays Thought Knot Seer. He looks at my hand and goes, oh shit, you have another Reflector Mage, on top of having Declaration Stone, I think a Krasis, and a Collected Company. I was set. I had a full hand pretty much the whole time I'm playing rounds 3 and 4. I was set. I was good. But, yeah, in Declaration Stone, I exiled Matter Reshaper so he didn't get his card, which was awesome. So, yeah, it's a good deck. I really enjoy it. I had no troubles against blue-black zombies, we'll just say blue brain, and Esper Eldrazi, which now that I'm realizing it, I didn't play any red decks, and only one of the decks had green, and that's the one that beat me. But yeah, I won. I went 3-1. I lost in round 2 in 2 games, so sad. But rounds 1, 3, and 4, I won all my games. So I played 8 games, I lost 2. So that's a 75% win for the night. That's how I like to look at it. I know some people don't agree, but it's not bad. It's just that green-white token deck, faster than Bant Company. So I suggest maybe you take a look at that, and if you want to play Bant Company, I highly recommend Declaration in Stone, obviously. It's one of the best pieces of removal we have. But I'm seeing not a lot of decks will play more than 2 or 3. I just got my 3rd 2 days ago, and I put it in the deck. I'm main boarding 3 Declaration Stone. I'm seeing not a lot of people play Displacement Wave, whether they're Bant Company or just blue. Not a lot of people I'm seeing playing this. This is awesome, because tokens, you just go blue, blue, all tokens are gone. You know, and with this, it's actually nice because Bant Collected Company, obviously, most of your creatures cost 3 or less. So with this, you pay 5, you can bounce all your stuff, your Krasis, your Reflector Mage, and for me, Nissa. Now I can activate all of them again. So Displacement Wave is really nice, really nice. I highly recommend it. And don't main deck it, sideboard. I have 2. I'm thinking about bumping it up to 3 in the side, because it's great against tokens, and tokens gets played a lot, at least around me, my game store. I see a lot of tokens. So, you want to play Bant Company, or anything with blue, Displacement Wave. If you want to play with white, highly recommend 4 Declaration Stone, 2 main, maybe 3, and the rest in the board. But that's me, so that's what I have to say there. All you got to do is leave a like if you found it informative. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions for my deck. There have been a few tweaks, some small changes, but I do have that video. I put up my deck. I'll put a little thing up in the corner, the suggestion. Go ahead and click on it, check it out. And the only thing that's changed is I dropped Duskwatch Recruiter. I dropped a Duskwatch Recruiter and put in a 3rd Declaration in Stone. That's the only change I've really made that I remember. I might have changed one other card. Dromoka. I took out Dromoka for Sigarda. So, if you have any suggestions for me, leave a comment down below. I'd appreciate it. I'll take a look at it. Maybe it'll help me next time I go play Standard. That's not going to be for another almost a week. Well, not almost a week. 8 days. So, 8 days from this recording. So, that's it. I'm running on a little longer. 15 minutes of me rambling. So, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all next time.